Good morning, Xander. Good morning, Giddy. Good morning, sweet boy. Oh, you want to show everybody your bracelets? Poor little Xander. Well, hello everybody. Happy Monday, even though I'm sure this will come out on a Wednesday. I wanted to do a sort of day in the life / what I eat in the day video. So that's what we're doing today. I'm not a morning person, like at all. I have so many clients that get up at like 4 or 5 in the morning and are just like, they like spring out of bed. That's never been me. So I am much more active later in the night than I am early in the morning. So my days usually have a little bit of a slow start, but I pretty much always start them the exact same way. Make the bed, get dressed, get ready, take my supplements, come downstairs, have my breakfast and my tea, write out what I need to do for the day, pet little Xander kitty who comes up on the table to visit me, and then I'm gonna go sit down and start working. I have some calls I gotta make. I have some indoor Halloween decorating I wanna get done today. I have a workout I'm going to tonight, and I'll talk about that a bit later. I don't have any dinner made for the week, so I'm gonna do a big batch of that. I'll share that with you as the day goes on. And yeah, it's not, my life is not super exciting Monday through Friday. I travel a lot, and then it's so exciting that I can barely film it, but I don't think that that's a good representation of like my day-to-day life. So I wanted to share one of those with you. So let's get going. So cute. How are you so cute? You can show him your inhaler. You can show him your inhaler. You've got a boo-boo on your nose. So even though I only show this for a few seconds here, this is what the majority of my day looks like. I'm sitting in front of this computer. I am watching my clients check-ins, sending them video responses, updating their programs, writing meal plans, tweaking things, talking to our team, and yeah, just getting so much done right here in this spot. And I love this spot because it's the sunniest room in the house. All right, so it is about 1:30. I basically worked through what would have been my snack break, and I'm pushing lunch a little later than I probably should, but I'm gonna have that now. So it's actually gonna be one of these salads that I made about a week ago, and I know I mentioned in that meal prep video, like, oh, it'll last for a really long time, but if I watched it and I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it either. This might actually be 8 days, I think, since I made this. So it's still good. Probably not for more than another day or so. So this is my last one. So I'm gonna have that, just shake it up, dump it in this bowl. And this would have been my snack a couple hours ago if I had been paying attention, but that happens to me a lot. I really get into like a focus hole while I'm working, and I'm just like downloading videos, watching check-ins, responding to check-ins, doing that kind of work. And then all of a sudden I look up and I'm like, oh. So if this starts to happen to me regularly, I actually have to set timers on my phone to remind me to eat during the workday. Which is a little embarrassing because I've been doing this so long, but like, listen, it happens because I just like, when I get hungry, I'm like, no, I'll just finish this one thing, and then one thing turns into 10 things. So I'm gonna shake this up, eat it, have it, and then keep working. I'd love to tell you I'm like super awesome and don't eat with a screen or anything like that, but the fact of the matter is, I'm recording this on my phone, so I can't look at my screen while I record it. So thank you. Bunch of potatoes, lentils, ginger. All right, this is not gonna have the production value for cooking video that we normally have, because this isn't a day of me filming for YouTube. This is a day in my actual life. So, like I said, I don't have dinner ready for the week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sweet potato lentil stew with TVP. This is one of my favorite recipes. It originally was actually Alicia Silverstone's recipe in the book, The Kind Diet, and it's fantastic. I got that book probably 15 years ago or something, and I've just tweaked it a little bit over the years to make it a little bit more appropriate for me, but I'm gonna make a big pot of this so I can eat it for the next few nights and then also freeze a bunch of it for later dinners. So that's what I'm gonna do. Since this is not for a video, I'm not gonna chop it perfectly.
Somebody's watching this going, wow, Danny, the way you normally chop stuff is perfectly. Touche. 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐞 got these new cutting boards and I don't know what I think of them yet. Compost. And then we chop a bunch of sweet potatoes. I should probably weigh these so I have a rough idea. I see dots in both of those so far. It's gonna be about 1,400 grams of sweet potato. What's the best way to do this today? So while I'm doing this, I guess I can talk about my workout because I'm going to work out at 5:30. And I think the last time I talked to you guys about my workouts, I was talking about how they just sort of were not sparking joy. Make sure I'm actually in the frame here, huh? I'm not. We love it. So I think the last time I talked to you guys about my workout, I was talking about how they kind of just were not sparking a lot of joy or enthusiasm for a few reasons. One, I missed working out with 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐞, but also just I've been kind of doing the same thing for a really long time. Not the same workout, but training for basically bodybuilding goals. And I love bodybuilding. I've loved bodybuilding for a long time, but I don't have any aspirations at the moment to compete in bodybuilding anytime soon. And that kind of sucks some of the like fun out of the training when the goal isn't like right there for you. You know what I mean? So it's just been a little tougher for me. And last year, when we went down to Tampa to sort of facilitate the Plant Built team's competition, I got to watch the CrossFit competition for the first time ever from start to finish. And it looked brutal, like so brutal, like people collapsing at the end of the comps and the workouts and what have you. But it also, something about watching it made me go, I kind of want to learn how to do that. I think I could learn how to do that. And that was last year, and I kind of just let that die as soon as I got home. And I was like, no, that's a crazy idea. You don't want to do that. And then this past year, so 2 months ago, we went down to do it again this year. And it's not just CrossFit that competes. Strongman competes, powerlifting competes, Olympic lifting competes. And that's who was competing down there this year. And again, I watched CrossFit, and this time I was like, I think I could learn how to do that. And something about the challenge of learning some of that stuff was just speaking to me. So I looked it up and I was like, I'm gonna see if there's a CrossFit gym in town. And there is. And I signed up for it as soon as I got home from the Alaskan cruise. So I have been going there and training for about 3 weeks now. And my God, it is so hard. It is really, really hard because my cardiovascular fitness has never been my strong suit, ever. Even when I've tried to train for running, I hate running. I hate it so much. It's not fun for me. And I like hiking, but I haven't really found a type of cardio that I really enjoy doing for a long period of time other than walking and hiking. And therefore, my cardiovascular fitness has always been like, okay, not bad, but okay. And it's gotta be a lot better than okay to do all right in CrossFit. So I'm working on that because by its very nature, you have to, because you don't know what the workout's gonna be. And I have some issues with that, I guess, because I'm a big believer in progressive overload. But because of my knowledge of training and stuff, I can create that outside of it if I want to. What I am most excited about is learning the skills. Learning how to do some of the stuff on the bar. I mean, I'm nowhere near it, but like learning how to do a muscle up, learning how to do the toes to bar, learning how to just kip in general, learning how to do handstand push-ups or handstand walks or climb a rope or do double unders, things like that, it just is totally new to me and sounds really exciting. And also, again, I've been looking for community. And the gym I go to, the bodybuilding gym that I go to is great. And I like everybody that goes there. But I had always heard wonderful things about the CrossFit community and I kind of wanted to see it for myself. And so far I've been very impressed. Even though I'm pretty sure it's like a smaller CrossFit gym. You know, sometimes the classes have like 6 people in them or something. When it's over, everybody goes around and like fist bumps each other for doing a good job. You cheer each other on. It's just nice. There's all these different levels, and yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I'm not great at anything, but I think that's kind of one of the cool things about CrossFit is it's about being good at everything, even if you're not really great at any one thing. So I don't know. I also think every time I see our whole Plant Built team together, I think the CrossFitters are the fittest people on our team, period. No question. They can run circles around us, literally. And, you know, I'm gonna be 40 in a few months. I wouldn't mind going into 40 being as fit as I've ever been. You know, I think that would be pretty cool. So that's what I've been doing, and I've been going to the 5:30 classes. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing tonight. And learning Olympic lifting is probably the thing that scared me the most, and still does. So I haven't gotten to learning barbell snatch yet, but I have been learning the clean and jerk, and I am getting better at it. So yeah, if there's something, let this be your sign. If there's something you're scared to do, but it's speaking to you, go do it. That's heated up. I'm gonna saute the onions, tomato paste, a lot of spices. Probably mostly that I am out of. Ah ha ha, found you. Now I am going to add about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And more ginger than the recipe calls for, because I like it. All right, stirring in 2 teaspoons, please don't use tablespoons, of turmeric. 2 teaspoons of cumin. It's supposed to be 1 teaspoon, but I always go a little heavy on this cinnamon. Stir that around. We don't want to let that sit for too long because it will burn. Okay. 2 cups of lentils. Let's see how much of this I can get to fit. All the sweet potatoes. Before I add the broth, I'm gonna mix that around. 2 cups of TVP. Now we're gonna add our broth, which I'm doing the cheater way as usual. Gonna add water, and I'm going to fill it up to the max fill line. Better than bouillon. It's supposed to be 1 teaspoon per cup. I'm just gonna take a big glob. I don't know, that looks like about 2.5 tablespoons. And then if I wanna add salt to it after it's done, I'd rather add it after than add it during and end up having it be too much. Pop the lid on. Set it to bean chili, 12 minutes. And I'm gonna make sure that it is locked. Let her go. All right, midday Halloween decoration time. Here we go. Action. Favorite decoration. Mom, leave me alone. This is actually here all the time, year round. It's one of my favorite spots at the house. So before anyone asks, the butterflies that are there, they all come from a sanctuary in South America. I didn't know this, and it's actually very sad, but butterflies only live about 21 days. So I made sure these came from an ethical place. That looks cooler from outside. like having an epileptic fit while you pee. So while this is cooking, it's not gonna be done before I get home from my class. So I'm gonna have some oatmeal, yogurt, fruit in here. I have already drank one of these and I'm gonna suck down another one in the next half an hour or so that I'm nice and hydrated going into this class also, because you get so sweaty. Okay, so now I'm off to the CrossFit class, and do you remember how I said, oh, I haven't learned how to snatch yet? Tonight's workout I can see is work yourself up to a 1 rep max on your snatch. So I will probably be playing with a PVC pipe or a 15-pound barbell. I don't know. We'll see. And then there's a WOD after that is snatches, but it's dumbbell snatches. I know how to do a dumbbell snatch, but barbell snatches are probably the scariest lift ever, in my opinion. So I will be, I guess, learning how to do that. And then the WOD, and then I will report back. If I can film something, I will, but I want to respect other people's privacy as well. And I haven't seen anybody else filming in there yet, so I don't know how much that's gonna work. So there's a saying in CrossFit, and it's our warm-up is your workout, and I am actually finding that to be kind of true. Sometimes before we even start the actual workout, my heart rate is already very high. So what you're seeing here is just the warm-up to get ready for the 1 rep max snatches, and then into what they call the WOD, the workout of the day, which I didn't catch any of that on film. But I did get to work on learning the snatch. While everybody went super heavy, I just practiced. And by the end of it, it felt pretty good, actually. All right, well, that was hard, as usual. Everybody else worked up to a 1 rep max snatch. I just practiced with up to like 30 pounds. So not even like a naked barbell. But it's really hard because a lot of movements you can slow down to get better at them, but you can't really slow down the Olympic lifts, especially the snatch. And it's a lot of steps. So it's just good to practice. Even with just 30 pounds, doing it for 20 minutes straight was hard. The inside of the webbing of my thumb here is like totally cooked. And then we had a WOD that was dumbbell snatches and single arm overhead walking lunges, just as many rounds as possible. And it was very challenging, and I basically fell on the floor at the end, but I wasn't the only one, so it's all right. Yeah, that's how that was. I'm very excited to go eat. Before we go inside and eat, though, I want to show you what it looks like outside, the outside Halloween decorations. I have a problem, guys. Is looking awesome. Oh yes. Now I'm gonna have a big honkin' bowl of this. This is a big bowl. Can you see how big that bowl is? Ooh, it's gonna be delicious. This is a big bowl. It's the size of my face. I'm gonna eat that and some broccoli. I'll calculate the macros on this at some point. But it's pretty low in fat, high in carbs, high in protein. I'm gonna eat the crap out of this right now. You know what I was thinking about while I was driving home about this whole CrossFit venture that I'm doing is I'm surprised by the things that are hard, that I didn't expect to be hard or painful or whatever. Like running sucks. I knew running was gonna suck. Yep, it sucks. But I thought like learning to climb the rope would be hard. That wasn't hard, but the way the rope is situated on your foot hurts badly, and I wasn't expecting that. Today, learning how to do the snatch, you have this super wide, like a wide hook grip, kind of, and I don't know if you can see it, but the webbing on my hands is like torn up, and I got calluses all over me from weightlifting for years, but this is totally new, and it's just so funny. the things we think are gonna be hard, scary, painful, whatever in our minds, and the stuff that ends up being easier than you thought or harder than you thought. I don't know, just some musings from an exhausted me. What do I have it here? 5, 10, 15, 20. I think 𝐬𝐿 already ate one. 25. This made 25 cups? Are you kidding me? Okay, it could only have made 18 cups. 18, whatever, we'll say 18 cups, okay. If anybody was wondering what the Halloween lights look like inside my bedroom, that's them coming in from the front yard. Okay, it is shower o'clock, and it took me an embarrassing amount of time to get up here because I'm so sore already. I'm already so sore. So I'm going to clean my body and put on some jammies. All right, guys, thus concludes a fairly typical day in the life. Nothing too exciting, not too boring, pretty good. I'm gonna put the daily total macros up here, something like 1900 calories and about 120-ish grams of protein or so. And now I am about to start my annual rewatch of the cinematic masterpiece that is Mike Flanagan's The Haunting of Hill House. It's on Netflix. I will die on this hill. It's one of the best things ever made. If you like horror, you gotta watch it. You like family drama, you gotta watch it. You wanna be scared and feel sentimental at the same time, you gotta watch it. You have a complicated but very close relationship with your siblings or family, you gotta watch it. It's so good. And I'm gonna leave this there. If you guys like the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, all the things I'm supposed to tell you to do at the end of a YouTube video, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.